Hi guys, and welcome to another video of Makeup and Talk with Jennells. I'm Jennells, of course, and this is my very last video in 2020, and I thought I would share it with you guys. So here goes. Alright, today is just one of those days where once again I have no plan on exactly what type of makeup what type of look I'm looking for. I'm just gonna say fun. How's that? It's gonna have a fun look. So I have some topics again that I like to talk about because I'm still not ready yet with the whole history thing. Probably not gonna say tomorrow because tomorrow is New Year's and I want to do a video for that, and I'm not gonna be ready for tomorrow, but possibly my next video in January. But I just want to do a little bit of reflection first of 2020 and like, what are your memorable moments that happened in 2020? Anything that, that you found funny, interesting, something you never want to happen to you again. For me, I would say what I found interesting in 2020 was the fact that I I made it to the end, safe, if you will, right? Meaning as safe as we can be, right? But safe. Nothing terrible happened for the most part, which no one wants that to happen to us, you know? Besides getting new ailments, of course. You know, I started like 2020 for me at the beginning. There was a lot going on at the beginning, of course, but um, I found that I was able, with a medication and my doctors, I was able to like work through a lot of my stress, which is good, you know. Um, so that was good. Also, let's see. Um, I realized I realized a lot of my strengths and weaknesses this year. And I don't know if it's because it's stress related or what, but I had this mentality from a kid, and I'm pretty sure you guys remember the old like Nike commercials, anything you can do, I can do better. Like that was me and my brother, like our entire childhood, and as an adult, I still had that mentality, especially if anyone likes to say I can't do something because I'm short, I can't do something because I'm a female, and I'm like, watch me. And there are just certain things that I realized that there is no way in the world, like you couldn't even pay me to do this particular job. So I realized that this year, because one of the things, it definitely comes from like work, because you know, being that we're going through what we're going through, we need like extra income, right? So I start looking for like different jobs and stuff, exploring my options, trying to see like, hey, maybe I could. But then when I watch people do their jobs, I'm like, yeah, no, there's no way. Like I realized that I've reached my limitations, and it's crazy that it took this time for me to realize that, because before, like I said, there was never nothing I wasn't willing to try. And then I realized that, yeah, no, I can't do it. It could be either I'm not built for it, it could be that it's going to injure me, or there's just not enough money in the world that could make me do that job. So it was something like that. So I did realize that. One of the things that I find interesting, though, when it comes to 2020 or the end of the year, I always see this, and not sure why. Everyone has their reasons, but it's always like, I'm gonna cut off the people that aren't like real friends, or I know who my true friends are. Has anyone ever like find that to be ironic? Because for me, I know who my true friends are, right? I know that even if I haven't spoken to you in 10 years, as long as your number has not changed and I call you and I say, hey, whatever, you're like, cool. Like, I know who my true friends are. I feel like if it's taken 10 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, for you to realize who your true friends are, then, I mean, have you looked into yourself and decide, well, am I a true friend? Because, like, it shouldn't take this long for you to recognize who's your friend and who's not your friend. And I always found that interesting. Like, on my timeline, I always see my friends always say that, and I'm like, I would never announce that I'm gonna unfriend you. I would never like say, now I know who my true friends are. And usually, like, kid you not, if you haven't realized it, that always comes up when they're in need, right? It's never when you're in need, you know, and it's always the same people. Like, when you're in need and you're like, hey friend, I'm in need, oh, I can't help you, right? It's always like that. Like, I've encountered that a lot. I can't help you, you know, because, and then for whatever reason they can't help you. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then when they're in need, they're like, hey, Jennells. I'm like, well, I can't help you. And not to be like tit for tat, but legit, I can't help you. So then, of course, they get in their feelings, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, you know, now I know who my true friends are. But if I had that same mentality, then we would have never been friends. I would have cut you off a long time ago. And my thing is, like, you should know who your true friends are before you're in need. Basically what I'm saying. You should know who they are, right? You shouldn't have to wait until you hurting to realize and understand, like, friends isn't someone that you can benefit from only. Like, you benefit from each other. There is no one-sided friendship. And honestly, like, for me, when I see that I'm in a one-sided friendship, I slow down my activity with that person, because it makes no sense to me that you're reaping all the benefits of my friendship. You know, whatever it is that you need in the moment that you reach out to me, you get it. But when I need, I can't get it, you know? And it's not to say that, oh, I need things. I just need companionship. I need someone to hang out with. I need someone to talk to, or whatever the case may be. And you're like, no. Right? But then when you're in need, you expect me to, like, drop it all, right? And that's the part that gets me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're one of those people, I know who my true friends are. Like, understand. Have you been a true friend? I never say that I know who my true friends are, because I know who my true friends are. I will never say I know who my true friends are, because my friends has always been there for me, you know, and I've always been there for them. And, like, we've been thick as thieves forever. And it doesn't matter if 10 years go by and we haven't spoken. If you pick up your phone and say, hey, Jennells, and especially my number hasn't changed, of course, then I'm there, you know? Like, that's just how I am. That's just how I see my friends. So, like, I see things like that, and it was just interesting what I saw today, actually, when some of my friends are, like, cutting the cord, you know? I don't know what they're going through, so I'm not going to assume, but I'm just saying, like, that was just interesting. I wouldn't announce that I'm cutting the cord. I'm just going to cut the cord. And you're going to wake up one day and be like, I haven't seen Jennells in a while. I wonder what she's doing. Once you look up, oh, it says add to friend. You know, that's usually how it works. You know, that's usually how I work. But yeah, I just find that very interesting. You know, also what I found interesting, I'm not sure if you guys have been seeing it, but I watch, like, Hulu a lot. So the Hulu commercials with Match.com, to me, was ridiculous. Like, I don't know if they really want customers, you know, because they have the devil on there, and then they have this woman that's playing 2020 and, like, a match made in hell, and they're like, oh, 2021. I'm gonna be honest with you, and the advertisement office or department at Match, you will never get my coin, ever. Because if that's what you're advertising, I will never be a customer of you. That doesn't make me want to. It feels like I'm going to meet my killer on that app. Or, you know, someone that's going to, like, wreck my life to the point of no return. Like, he's going to ruin my credit. I'm good. I'm not going on your app. So I don't know if they thought that through, but they're, like, pushing it out. They're pushing it out like crazy, you know, trying to get people. I think I'm gonna do something funky today. I have the supposedly neon colors. They don't look that bright, you know, but I'm thinking about orange. I know orange has never, like, sat on my face, but I have primer on, so maybe that'll make a difference. But so I found that interesting is basically what I'm saying. Also, I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again because I swear they're getting worse. I hate the eHarmony commercials. Oh, this is so cute. Look at that. The newest one, this guy had a dog. He was like, if I want a good walk, I have this guy. I want a real relationship, I go on eHarmony. I'm like, that's why everybody overweight now. Talking about I'll walk if I have a dog. Not everybody have a dog. Like, dude, just go for a walk. Like that was my thought when I saw that video. I'm like, really? I'm like, I love a good walk. First of all, I'm so limited with my activity because I got injured a couple years ago. One of the things I can do that's not limiting to me is walking. So if I'm gonna meet some guy, which brings me around to online dating, if I'm gonna meet a guy new, I'm always gonna suggest walking. You know, that's me. That's just what I do. And either you want to walk or you don't want to walk. And I've met some guys that are like, no, I don't do that stuff. I can't. It's health reasons, which I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna force you to walk with me, but all right, if walking with me disrupts your health in some way, shape, or form, I'm gonna let you have that, right? But I've met people like that. And then I've had some people as downright, yeah, I don't do that. I don't walk, you know. And then some people are like, yeah, that's cool, let's do it, you know. So it all depends. But I that commercial, like, ugh, it just got to me. But anyway, online dating. So this year I tried it for the first time. Okay, like, I did not know what to expect. I was afraid, actually, to do it. I tried a tiny bit of it before, earlier in the year, and my friend tried to get me on this app called Bumble. It was instant. It's like if I was back in high school again. You know, a guy responded like my picture. I got all giddy and giggly. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, he liked my picture. Oh my gosh, he sent me messages. What should I do now, right? She's like, she looks at me. She's like, respond back. I'm like, I don't know what to say. And that's when I felt like I was back in high school again because it was a new experience for me. But then I realized I got off of Bumble because it just wasn't my type of guys on there. You know, I like a certain type of guy, and so they just weren't for me. So I got off, and so I went on this app called Black People Meet. Okay, and I was like, well, I like black guys. I like guys with tint. If you tan, I'm not gonna knock you or whatever, but I just like my guys with a little bit of shade. And so I went on Black People Meet, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a lot to offer, guy. My credentials is hella long, my resume is long, but I went on that app and I felt very intimidated and very inadequate. Like, I just didn't measure up to these guys, and I'm like, okay, either someone's lying or like they were born with money to be and they were showing me guys that are younger than me, but to be like in your early 20s and you're already a CFO or COO or something or whatever, or you're just lying, right? So, and then like this one guy was like, you have to have what I have in order for me to talk to you. And I'm like, damn, well, I don't even know where the hell you at right now, and I don't never heard of your company, so I guess I can't talk to you because I definitely don't have what you have, right? So I felt very inadequate. And then I met a few guys on there, as far as like conversating, and a lot of them, were lying about their situation and their like how they live and stuff. And I'm like, is that normal, basically? Because like I said, I've never tried it before, so that was my experience. And it bothered me because when I went on the app, I was 100% me. Like, I can't hide myself or diminish myself to meet someone. And I don't know if anyone else have ever like had those thoughts or experiences where in order to meet a guy or a girl, you have to play a role. Like, I was told that that's what you should do to meet someone, but I'm like, if I play this role, right, and whoever this person is falls in love with this other person, because it's not me, then I have to be this fake person forever, and that's just not who I am. Like, I'm not about that life. Like, I want I want authenticness. I want realness, because I'm going to come at you 100%. So these guys on here, they were very intimidating, you know, and I kind of like backed up, because I'm like, I should never feel this way. I've never felt this way in my life, and I did. You know, I felt like I didn't measure up. I mean, I'm saying, like, have you guys ever felt that way? Because I have, and I've done a lot in my life to be as young as I am, you know. So I was like, damn, did I miss something? Like, you know, but it is what it is. I did meet a few guys in person, actually. I met, well, let me see, Black people meet. I met one guy in person, and then we didn't mesh well. Like, one of the things about me is, do not give me your phone number and tell me to call you anytime you want, because I will call you. Like, every number in my phone I use. If I don't use it, chances are your number probably changed, or the number is so old it just carried over to each phone that I've gotten, and I don't remember who you are, because I had at one point a lot of my classmates' numbers in my phone, because you had to keep them for projects. So of course those people I didn't just randomly talk to, but so of course over time I'm like, dang it, whose number is this? And I would like delete it out my phone. But if your number managed to stay in my phone as a constant, I will call you. So that's one of the things that people got to understand with me. Like, don't give me your number and tell me to call you, because I will call you. And this particular guy, that's what he did. And I was like, dude, are you sure? He's like, yeah, no problem. I was like, listen, I will call you. If you ever want to hang out, you know, call me or whatever. I was like, cool, okay. And I did. And he didn't like that, you know. I can tell he was getting annoyed with me. I can tell that, like, whenever we spoke, it was like, oh my gosh, what now? So I had to, like, cut cord with him too, because I don't want anyone to ever like be annoyed with me calling them, or like feel like I'm harassing them, you know. And so I stopped. And then so I was like, okay, one last try. And the last straw for me on online dating was the Facebook dating app. I'm not sure if you guys have experienced that app, but it is interesting. And so I went on that app, and of course, like I said, I like my guys with some color. And so of course all the black guys stood out to me. That was, you know, taller. I like tall guys that are taller than me, and you know, of course, they gotta be dark skinned. That's my thing if I'm gonna talk to a black guy. And so I had a couple of them, you know, reach out to me or whatever, and I was like, cool, whatever. And I'm talking, and there was one in particular guy that I set my sights on, that I thought we could have worked well together. And same thing, like, to me, it didn't feel like he was as interested in me as I was in him, you know. And it sucks, because like, I really thought this guy and me and him could have been a thing. And I just felt like I was just one of those people that's just holding a spot for someone to come along who was better, you know. And then like we would talk, and I would try to, you know, talk about my feelings, and he would like shut me down. You know, he didn't really want to hear it. He was very dismissive. So then I fell back. I'm like, okay, I don't need this in my life. Like, there's too much going on, especially now, for me to have some guy like just dismissing me and like treating me like if I'm a nuisance, right? And so then one day we were having a conversation, and he felt like I just like cut him off, and of course that wasn't the case. And so I went back to talking to him again, just try to see if our friendship can like recover, basically. It didn't recover. And then I just decided, like, you know what, Jennells, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you should just not date and wait and see how 2021 goes. You know, if I survive the pandemic, you know, maybe you don't need to be like getting into anything with anyone, because so far, like, all the guys that you've tried to interact with, they just really not, they don't want what you want. Like, they say they do, but they don't. Like, they have an agenda, and like, if they're not getting to their agenda quick enough, then you know, it's not fun. It's, you know. And so, and they may not have an agenda, but that's just how I felt. So I just decided to like step away and just leave it alone, you know. And I found myself today thinking about the last guy I'm talking about, because I did like him, We hung out a few times, and I thought we could have been something, but like I said, he just didn't seem like I was the one that he wanted to be with. And my thing is, like, if you're that type of person, then you should be like, hey, I'm not really like feeling you that way, so let's not even continue, right? That's how I feel. But so online dating for me was not good. Some people, I do see like a lot of people do find their one true love on there, but I didn't. It's not something that I will say I will explore anytime soon again. But if that works for you guys, and you guys know someone that found love and was able to find their person, I'm not gonna say don't try it, but for me it just wasn't that great. Let's see. Another topic is accepting the new norm. So right now, because the vaccines just came out, the new norm is masking, right? Like, do I accept that? I don't want to. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not want to accept that I have to wear a mask probably for the next 2 or 3 years. That's a big possibility, right? Excuse me. I don't want to accept that. That's not something that I see that will make me happy. I wear it outside in public, of course, because you have to. You never know who's out here sick and want to get everybody else sick, but I don't want to accept that. I still have hope that one day we're gonna be maskless again, and we're gonna be able to interact with each other without thinking that we're all like gonna have something that's gonna kill us behind the mask. I miss that. Like, I know, like I said, I never thought I would be living this type of life, and here I am. So masking is not a thing that I want to continue on in the next 3 years. Hopefully 2021 might be the last time we have to mask up like this. Fingers crossed. I'll pray hard about it, because I do not want to accept that. As far as hand sanitizing goes, I feel like that's good. I've always sanitized before, but I'm sanitizing even more. Like, I disinfect my doorknobs like crazy. Anyone that comes into my house have to have hand sanitizer, like sanitize their hands. I have it on my porch. They have to take off their shoes downstairs before they come upstairs into my space. And then if you're planning on sitting down, there's just other steps that you have to do before you sit in any of my furniture. So maybe I'm going overboard with that part, but as far as sanitizing goes, like, definitely, I think that is a must. I think that we, as a people, as a country, as a world, probably was very lax on that, and didn't understand germs that well. So I feel like sanitizing is something that we should continue to do, because it will, like, alcohol kills a lot of stuff, so it will, in the long run, reduce a lot of things that you can contract in your own house if you constantly sanitize and disinfect. I feel like that's something that we all should continue to do. So I will accept that as a norm. And outside of that, I don't know. But that is something I will accept and continue to do. Let's see. Resolutions. I've seen, I feel like ditching people that aren't your friends in 2021. I feel like that's some of our resolutions, right? That's definitely not my resolution. Like, people that are not my friends, they're not on my social media. Like, that's just it. I will never put someone that I don't feel like our relationship is strong enough on my social media. That will never happen. So as far as that goes, I don't have that type of sentiment, but I would say that for 2021, my same resolutions from 2020 I'm going to continue to keep, because I feel like they were important. Like, I want to be happy, I want to be healthy, I want to still be alive. I don't want my life to cut short. I want to have peace. Peace is something else that was there that I didn't mention before, but I also want to have peace in my life. So that is probably the only things that I think I'm going to carry over for 2021. Hopefully also I want, and I feel like we all should want this, a financial blessing, right? We want to be able to come out of the rut that we're in, because it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your income bracket. We all have been affected by this pandemic in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like a financial relief and a financial blessing would be ideal for everybody. And I know for me, that is in my wheelhouse, right? So that is something that I want. I want to be able to, once again, not have the stressors of how I'm going to pay this bill, right? I want to be able to comfortably hand over my debit card and not pray over it and have faith that it's not going to be declined. Like, I feel like we all have experienced that at some point in our lives, especially this year. So that is something that I definitely want to work on and make sure that by the end of 2021 going in 22, I have enough cushion that I can be like, yeah, I feel really good, like what I did last year definitely helped me moving forward. I'm going to continue these practices. So that is something that that I'm looking forward to. I'm sorry, I keep looking down, so it's the mirror that I'm looking at here, trying to make sure that my makeup is right. But that's one of my resolutions. What are yours? Like, you don't have to share all of them, but what is something that you would be like significant enough that you're willing to share with people as far as your New Year's resolutions? I don't mind sharing mines. It's no secret. I'm not looking for wealth. I'm just looking for a financial blessing. What I noticed is while I messed up my eye, but whatever. What I noticed the other day while we were all struggling and trying to make sure that we eat, right? Like, I think for me, the most important thing in my life is that I eat. So I gotta, sometimes, I live to eat or I eat to live, depending on how I feel, right? So I noticed that the lottery has not been affected by COVID-19. The Powerball and the jackpot, they're in the 300 millions right now. I noticed that. I was like, you know what? I don't play the lottery, but you just never know. You just never know. So, hey, it's better if you win. Just remember, even if you are one of like 6 that win that, if you play it, it's more money that you have right now. Right? It's a lot more than you have right now in your bank account. So just think about it if you decide to play. I don't know. I thought about playing. I don't know if I am or not, but hey, it's food for thought, right? The lottery has not been affected by it. My plans for 2021. I was talking to you guys about the podcast. I'm not ready. I'm just not. We're not ready. They're supposed to start on Sunday, I think, and we're not ready. I know I'm definitely not ready. I'm too busy like trying to get my friend to be on board. Like as far as having his book and stuff, and I didn't have a backup book, so I gotta find me a backup book just in case he doesn't have a book. So, but I will announce it to you guys like before we start. I will let you guys know so you can tune in and you can be a part of that. I will let you guys know. I do have a couple books in mind that I do want to talk about and, but I just have to finalize my decision, and then we just have to meet and then go over exactly like how we're gonna, like who's gonna do it first. Because since it's 2 of us, and I think it's gonna be fun. Like we're goofy. We're super goofy together, so it's gonna be so much fun. I don't think I could have picked a better partner with this podcast, But yeah, so that's for that. That's all I got. I don't know what else. I have so many different things, so many pots that I have my hands in that I don't really want to get. I don't want to get too overwhelmed, But the podcast was like one of my main things I wanted to work on. So what are you guys like New Year's Eve plans, if you have any? Like I've never really done anything on New Year's Eve besides stay up all day and bring in the new year. Like my family, we celebrate New Year's instead of Christmas, and of course, like even though we celebrate New Year's instead of Christmas at work, if they're like doing gift giving, I participate in the gift giving. I do. I don't like put up a tree or anything like that. I have in the past, like for Christmas, but I find I'm too lazy to take it down. So I don't put up a tree. Like, I might, like this year, me and my friend put up lights in my living room. It was pretty cool, but the lights did not stand up against gravity. So, they kept falling. But, outside of that, nothing. We do, for our New Year's, like what we do is we do Secret Santa, and then like each of us pick a kid, because my sister has 3 kids and there's 3 adults, me, my sister, my mom, and we just pick a kid, and then we do Secret Santa and with me, my sister, my mom, and then we like get each other like 2 gifts or whatever. So that's what we normally do. I'm not sure what's gonna happen this year, you know, but as far as the kids go, we already like decided who's gonna like be the Santa to the kid. You know, and the best thing is these kids, my sister kids, know Santa don't exist, so we don't have to hear, well, Santa didn't come to my house on Christmas and it's not fair. We don't have to hear that, so I'm really happy. So the last video I did talk about using the matte lipstick, and even though my eyes are nice and bright and pretty, I decided that I wanted to try it out here. It's definitely gonna make my look darker, but hey, it is what it is. So that's what we do. Ooh, wait, don't you know? All right, let's see. Let's see how it looks. It's like I love it. The thing is with this too, like it dries out. It dries very quickly, so I always have to get like my color on quick, because if you go to like rub your lips together, it gets all like beady, which I hate. Like I hate the beaded look, you know. But yeah, this New Year's, I don't know. I mean, I want to stay up and bring in the new year, but I might go to sleep early. I've been doing that, you know. So I don't know. I do like I said, told you guys multiple times, I like matte lips. I like colored lips. So here it is. Here's my look. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys on the next one and in 2022. Bye.